Good morning, everybody. Different setup than normal. I'm usually over in the kitchen uh, because all the alcohol is within close proximity. But just doing it sober. All right, we got 6 people. Just want to give some more people a couple more minutes to get in here, and then we'll get started. I can't go back to sleep, Kelvin. We got Christina and I having people over for brunch in like 2 hours, so not gonna happen. All right, we got 8. Also, I know I titled it Coffee with Commish, but I made hot tea. I don't have coffee. Would have had to have gone out to Starbucks. Did not feel like doing that. So, tea it is. I'll give this like 2 more minutes. How's everyone doing? How'd everyone do in Alta yesterday? Any dubs in the chat? Wins in the chat? God damn it, that's still too hot. Fuck. Everyone hear me okay? Everything good? Feel free to let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Hayden, there's no chance that match is getting played today. Not a chance. In fact, I'd say tomorrow. Oh, it's going to rain here in Dunwoody in 30 minutes. So I don't know. I don't know where Mel's playing today, but okay. All right. 8 people. I'll take 8 people. That's pretty good for 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Thanks for joining me, everybody. All right. Let's start how we always do. Let me move this back a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't even have like the NFL primetime music going or anything. This is a very chill stream. I should have said chill with Commish, not coffee with Commish. All right, let's start. Apparently, the women have been waiting and antsy to get their schedule, so I'm making them wait last. um, let's start with next gen. We did manage to get just enough people to play. Um, we've got 6 players in next gen for hardcourt this season. We've got Scott, Paul, Siam, David, and Andy. However, as a reward, there's no none of this is getting split. They all get 5 matches. So good for you all. Um, you all get to play everyone. You get the most tennis out of everyone, and then playoffs will seed based on how the group went. Um, all right. Next, just while I'm pulling this up, so I'm sorry everyone. It took quite a while. Like I said, we had some last minute additions, um, and I still do this thing by hand essentially. I did get a good recommendation that maybe I should use ChatGPT to get these things divided up, but part of me likes the process of going through it all. Even though you can ask Christina, I get really stressed about it, but it's it's what makes us special. I like doing this by hand. Because ChatGPT would probably just divide it up like robotically, and you'd play the same people every freaking season. Um, and I don't like that. Which I did mean to go over that too. It is mostly geographically split up per normal, but I did switch things up a bit. I know. Here's the thing. One of the most common feedbacks that I got was both. Um, Sometimes I get people who say, "I just want to play people who are close to me," and then sometimes some of the same. Not out anyone. Sometimes some of the same people be like, "Oh, I've played the same person too much. I want to switch it up." So I kind of tried to do a mix of both, um, but that comes at a cost, which I'll go over that rule once we're done revealing the stream, revealing the groups. All right, futures. We've got Steve, Eric, Hunter, and Ernst. Kumi, Alex, Sam, and Bill. Uh, Glad to have Hunter and Bill are new additions. Bill's on my mix team. Shout out to Bill. Haven't met Hunter yet, but glad to have you, man. Group C, we got Tanmay, Vic, Niles, and Chad. In Group D, we've got Sasha, Otto, Chris, and Mel. So there we go. 16, nice round number. Ugh. Okay. Pull the chat back up. Oh, that was it. Okay. All right, on to Challenger. We've got Michael, Caden, Cam, and Trey. We've got Mark, Bruce, Alan, and John. We've got Aaron, Moyes, Ryan, and Steve. Caleb, Arvin, Caleb again, and Doug. And now on to Pro. We've got a couple 34 players in Pro, which I think is an all-time record at the top, which is awesome. We've got Bala, Santosh, Alex, Clarence, and Raj. Group B, we've got Will, Duncan, Moses, Jinx, and Kelvin. Group C, we got Mo, Saf, Mark, and Shota. D, we've got Pranav, Doug, David, and Holden. E, we've got William, Matt Walsh, Tyson, and myself. Shout out to me. I'm back in it because if y'all remember last year, I was out with injury. I think I got to play some of my round robin, but no, all my round robin. But hopefully this time I can actually play playoffs. Group F, we've got Sean, Rod, Leela, and Ashwin. Group G, we've got Jeffrey McGee. We got new player Roderick, Sanfu, and Ben. Group H, Sheldon, Dwight, Hayden, and Carl. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 groups. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 34 is the most we've ever had, which is pretty impressive. All right. All right, ladies. In our futures, we've got Anya, Jess, Kendra, Alyssa, Lauren, Andrea, Brittany, and Kim. A lot of new women in here. I think the only 2 remaining players, returning players in this group are Jess and Alyssa. So, Christina just keeps doing her thing. More and more women. What?
This time that we've gone 2 levels.
I was getting to that. Um, and the next group, as you can see, what is grup? The next group, we have continued to grow so much on the women's side that we now have 2 women's groups. So congrats to Christina for that, as she just ensured that I mentioned that I was going to. Group A, we've got Jaco, Alyssa, Candace, Saba, and Ashley. Group B, we've got Jaywan, Charmaine, Christina Wilson, and Cami. Group C, we've got Natalie, Haley, CJ, and Jill. Group D, Vanessa, Janie, Lady, Commish, Christina, and MJ. And that's it. It's our groups. All right, groups are out. I'll get this page posted shortly so people can go check out their schedule. All right, a couple rules I want to go over, so no one leave yet. These are important. This is very important. Um, okay, let me get these pulled up. All right, so like I mentioned, I wanted to mix things up with the schedule a bit this season, just so people at least get a mix of new players that they haven't played before, if not entirely a new group, which is the case for, I think Kelvin has an entire new group. However, one of the biggest issues from last season, and I know there will always be new issues that arise when you have new people playing the league, which you're always really grateful for. Um, However, we had some people complain about drive times. So, my if you remember, every time I come out with a group of four and you have three matches, I would say one is home, one is away, one is neutral. I'm scrapping that. I'm just keeping it as whoever's listed in the bottom of the matchup is home, whoever's in the top of the matchup is away. However, if a match is over 35 minutes away without traffic or over 45 minutes with traffic, then unless players still agree to make that trek to the other player's court, you are required to find a place in the middle. Required. If there's any costs associated with that, like say you have one player coming from Marietta and another one coming from Norcross, and they're playing on a weekday afternoon, weekday evening, and there's a crap ton of traffic, and they decide to meet at Sandy Springs Tennis Center, those players will split the cost of Sandy Springs Tennis Center. This is one to just resolve conflict ahead of time. I think this was the most conflict that I dealt with last season. Um, there's one more that I want to address too, but I just want to make this easy. You can, of course, if you have any questions, always reach out to me. I don't want people to not hit me up if there's any sort of conflict going on. Like if I can help resolve something, great. But that's going to be my just kind of default rule. Um, and I expect people to abide by that in good faith. Again, it's an honor and a privilege to play in this league. I think we're all in it because people have really liked playing with us, whoever that is. That keep all the dickheads out filter seems to still be doing its job, and I greatly appreciate that. But I also want to make sure that my expectations are clear on all the rules I'm going over, but especially with drives. This was the one that I really got asked about a bunch. So again, just so we're clear, and I'll post all these notes in the announcement chat too. 35 minutes without traffic, 45 minutes plus with traffic. Find a place in the middle. Again, if someone's like, you know what, I was home last week, this person drove far, and I still want to make the drive out there, cool, all good. Um, just I just expect good faith and consideration from all players. That's all. I think that's a reasonable expectation. So um, that's number one. The second one, just to kind of repeat good faith, I expect the second most common complaint that I got. Some people were not responding to texts to get matches played. Um, I'm going to always expect good faith when it comes to communication in this league. Again, privilege to play here, and added for a reason. You're a good person, fun to be around. But if someone's reaching out to you to play, I expect good communication to get that match played as well. If there's any issues with people texting back, reaching out, canceling with no explanation, I will keep track of that stuff. And if this turns out, for example, if you're a new player and these expectations are too much, or you can't meet them, no hard feelings. Maybe this just isn't the league for you, and that's okay. But again, just making my expectations clear. Get matches scheduled and make sure you're responding. But again, if any issues, just come to me. I'm always willing to step in and resolve stuff. Next one. This is a big one. It's not a universal rule because there are a couple of people who are out of the country for about a month who I will still, you know, make eligible for playoffs. But for people who are here during the regular season, my rule of thumb is you must play the majority of your matches to make it to playoffs. As long as you play the majority, you could lose all of your matches. You're still going. But you got to get all your matches played. If someone only gets, say they have 4 matches, and they only get one in, they're not really making an effort to get a match played. I'm not gonna, just to put it bluntly, I'm not gonna waste other players' times in playoffs. Like I want the active players who want to have fun, who are really all about it, to continue to go on. Again, it's no hard feelings. That's just again setting my expectation. Um, and I thought I had something at well, basically everything I just said is always review eligible for commish or admin. We can always make decisions, but yeah, those are just some real important ones that I'm setting for the year. See you, Denny. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything.
Warning. Front door. Entry sensor open.
All
Synthophane on.
right, well, y'all know how my alarm system works, I guess. So don't rob us. Any questions in the chat so far about everything I've gone over? Anybody have any comments, feedback on those rules? Anyone? Bueller? Looks like we got some people joining us late. Hey, if you're joining us late, the stream's not going to go for too much longer, so just feel free to watch it back if you want to see the reveal of the groups and rules. Anyway, I hate going over rules because this used to just be kind of easy, but um, hopefully those make sense. It was communication and the drive times that really, really, really got us. Let's see, we took 4 in Alta yesterday. Anybody? Let's see. No more comments in the chat. We can just awkwardly stare at each other, and y'all can just ASMR Curtis drinking morning tea. We could do that. No, that's steering too close to like OnlyFans territory where some like influencer is like eating front. No, I'm good on that. I feel like there was something else I wanted to go over, but just a couple uh, plans for this year. Development. So, our annual schedule for a few years now has always been hard court in the springs for singles, clay court in the singles in the summer, doubles after that, and then when we're able to stay on time with scheduling, usually season finals. One, I would really like to bring season finals back. Um, there is a potential, we're still discussing this now. There is potential that we are either going to scrap clay. I'd really like not to. Or just make it a month-long single elimination tournament. The reason um, clay court availability has been rather shaky in public locations recently. If everyone remembers, Sandy Springs had their entire like watering system for the clay go down for multiple weeks, which was a disaster because a lot of people use Bitsy Grant clay courts in our league who don't have access to clay courts at a private club or what have you. Um, Also, Sandy Springs has revamped their entire front four hard courts and turned them all into pickleball. And unfortunately, the two decent clay courts at Sandy Springs, which were courts 5 and 6, are right next to that. So it is loud, really loud. There's a lot of pickleball courts now. If you haven't been to Sandy Springs Tennis Center in the last couple months, the stadium where you have the concrete stairs are all pickleball now. It's new, it's pretty, that's cool. Um, but that's that's a problem, especially like I said, court five was I'd give like a 6 out of 10 for a clay court, maybe a 5.5 out of 10. Court five I'd give like a 5, and then 7 and 8 were just disasters. Now I would recommend if people use that, I would say go to 7 and 8 just because now the pickleball courts used to be on that side, but they have since turned those back into two tennis courts. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. Um, so I'm thinking about what to do, but if we scrap it, I think we might possibly do a hardcourt summer single season. Um, Maybe we move doubles up into the summer and move then another single season in the fall just for human health's sake. So you're not playing singles in the hottest time and most humid time of the year here. Just something we're thinking. I'll come up with that soon. Either way, it's whether I'd like to see if people would like to keep clay. I would personally, but I think the best way is probably just to have it be like an opt-in, do it for a month, and then move on. So that's probably the way it will go, where there's no round robin, it's just a tournament for I don't know, month of July or something, and then we move on. But I think shortening it to that probably helps, get more tennis in at a later date. Um, I also want to say we're discussing. I got a lot of great feedback on the Hendy Cup. For those who didn't get to come join, I just want you to know it was a ton of fun. It was an absolute success. We haven't had a group of players together that large since I don't know the original Hendy meetups that we used to do at Dunwoody High School. Um, it was awesome, and my initial plan was to do this once a year. That this is how we kick off the year every year. But I've had a lot of people say, "Why don't we do that again this year?" Um, so thinking about it. I would expect some pretty significant changes to the Hendy schedule this year. I guess is what I'm trying to say. That there's uh, in a good way. So we're trying to make some improvements. I'm trying to make the communication better. Trying to make the variety of players you play better. Um, and I'm trying to make the rules simpler when it comes to drive times. And I just want to make it more fun. That's been my whole emphasis. I think is last year was the biggest year we ever had, but I also think just full transparency, I didn't do the best job with engagement and you know keeping people having fun. I think it became like too like straight a little too close to like T2 and Ultimate, and I don't like that. That's not what this league is ever supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun, unique, friendly, personal, and that's the way that I want to keep it. So I think events like the Hendy Cup are exactly in line with that. Um, I think just meetups in general are in line with that. Um, I was even thinking about doing, you know, uh, Hendy like meetups for, at a bar or like here, for like big, professional tennis events, like, have people over during Wimbledon or, just just stuff to keep people engaged. And the person I got to give credit for that, of course, is Lady Commish, because you can just see how much fun the women have been having. It's been nothing but a huge success. And that's what I want for everyone. So, all right, I know that was a very long rant. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I got. So just to recap, we went over the schedule, went over some new rules, talked about what we're potentially doing for the rest of the year. It's not set in stone yet. I would expect more to come out soon. I would also even like to bring back. I enjoy my weekly streams. We've had a lot going on. A lot of travel, a lot of events, a lot of teams that Christine and I have been playing on. So just haven't had a ton of time, but definitely trying to bring a lot of that back. So just engagement, engagement, engagement. People having fun. But I hope, despite all that, I hope the league is still fun. It seems to be. People seem to still really being enjoying it. My God, it's early. Really be enjoying it, and that always makes me happy. I've never. I know I started charging a couple of years ago, but a lot of that is just to help offset costs for streaming and when I go out and travel and watch people's matches, which I'd also really like to do now that my evenings are a lot more free. Coming up, I'd really like to go stream, do commish pop-ups. I always promise doing that. Really like to do that. It's not really about making a lot of money. It's not what this is ever about for me. It is just to help me not lose a time. Because OG Hendy people remember how much money I was spending. Oh man, no regrets. But that's all it's for. Speaking of, if you haven't paid yet, no big deal. Just if you could, I've got Venmo at Kurtstead. You can Zelle me. You can always. Uh, oh yeah, and the cost of trophies and medals. Yeah. Oh my God, which we have a lot. Which we still have plenty more to go out. That is true. Money's definitely gone to trophies and medals. Definitely. I've got Cash App, I've got stuff. So if you haven't paid, no big deal. It's $30. Just pay me when you can. And if money's tight, I understand. Just let me know. Communication. Okay. I think that's all I got. Kumi seems to like the single elimination tourney idea, so sweet. All right. Well, I will get the text threads and everything sent out here within the next 24 hours. If you happen to already know someone you're playing and you want to reach out to them directly, go right ahead. Oh my God, most important thing. Play starts tomorrow. First play by date. So we are going from March 31st to May 12th. I think this is the most allotment of time that I've given for a round robin since we've really been implementing that. That's 6 weeks. 6 weeks to get in 3 matches, my friends. That's more than reasonable. That's more than enough. Really, it's because Next Gen has 5 matches. Some groups have 4 matches. I wanted to make sure the allotment of time was fair for that. 5 matches in 6 weeks is pretty close to what you get in T2. Well, I think it's exactly what you get in T2. And same thing in Ultimate, which I think is 7 matches in like 8 weeks. So wanted to give that extra week buffer because I know, it's April. It's March and April in the middle of the spring. We're going to get so much rain. We always do. So I also want to give enough time for that. But yeah, the playoff bracket will come up the night of May 12th. And it'll be 6 to 7 days per round at that point. If that. We've got, to get a hurry on this. And as you've noticed, I've been starting to get a bit more stricter with times. I used to be so vehemently against forfeiting people, but the last year I've really started to change my mind on that. If people just aren't available, I gotta keep the tournaments moving. It is what it is. Got to keep a strict schedule. Because by the time hardcourt season is done and we do the single elimination tournament for clay, for example, it will already be close to end of June. So, yeah, got to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. All right. Well, have a great last day of your weekend. I'll see some people shortly. Um, but have a great season. Let's have fun. Let's make this the best Hendy year ever. Thank you all for playing. It still means an incredible amount to me that people spend their time uh, and have fun playing in this thing. It's it's uh, it's awesome. Hey babe, can you close the door? It's echoing a little bit. Christina, can you close the door?
Oh,
It's echoing a little
oh, sorry.
bit. Sorry. Or maybe it was just for me. I could hear myself as I'm streaming, and then it's like I'm getting like a stream of conscious notes like off in the distance. I was just like, this is kind of screwing with me a little bit. But anyway, I just wanted to say like it's really awesome that people still enjoy playing, and I have fun. When people have fun, it makes my day. You know, it makes it worth it for me to keep going with this thing. So um, I'm gonna finish my not coffee, and it's weird. Sober commish on stream. This is weird. I want to get drunk. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Enjoy it. Enjoy the season. Have fun. If you ever need anything, reach out to me. We'll get things settled. We'll get it resolved. And I look forward to my goal is to like everyone who's new this season that everyone comes back next year. Um, you know, I don't want to lose anyone due to disappointment or they didn't have fun. Like that's shit. Like hits me right here. That shit hurts. So, oh man, why is it so hard for me to end a video? Anyway, just thanks everyone. Thanks for your time this morning. Have a great day. Have a great season.